Hey, thanks for joining me on another lending series. Again, my goal is just to bring value to you and introduce you to multiple MLOs out there that can service your needs. If you guys do have questions on any of these lenders, please reach out to me or them. We'd love to help and again, just be a source of value. Today's guest is Michael McMullen. He's with the U.S. Mortgage Network. I know he's up in Mercer. We've actually never met in person, but again, I see him sharing and, inspiring and pushing my colleagues and my friends up in that area. So it's somebody just trying to help out. So again, Michael McMullen. Good morning, sir. How are we?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Good, man. That's a nice little backdrop there you got.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, nice window and such. So, hey, I was saying in just a little pre-log there that I've never actually, I don't know if we've met in person, have we? Just through
No, we
Facebook?
haven't. We've talked on Facebook a little bit. I randomly called you out of the blue once and was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, how's it going?
Well,
I'm a mortgage lender. What's up?"
yeah,
So,
and I do notice you because a lot of my friends and my colleagues, people that I like, I see you supporting and sharing their stuff as well. So it just all comes back, right?
awesome.
So again, I wanted to go into my three questions that I always do to get to know you a little bit. And the first
Okay.
one is always, who are you? If you want to introduce yourself, your company, your family, whatever you want to talk about here.
Okay. My name is Mike McMullen. I've been in mortgage lending since middle to like end of 2020 is when I got licensed. A little background: out of high school, went into the Air Force. Somehow stumbled into the automatic car wash industry after that, and then from there, started working on surgical lasers for an Israeli medical laser company. Kind of been all over the place, and then
Interesting, yeah.
one day I was talking to my current boss is actually the owner of U.S. Mortgage Network.
Okay.
He did our mortgage back in 2016, and turns out he was actually our neighbor in the community we bought in. Just got to know him over the years, and one day, out of the blue, I saw him out walking. I was like, "What do you think about me getting my loan officer license?" He's like, "Get your license, and I'll give you a job." I'm like, "Say no more," and that's kind of where I ended up where I'm at.
Did you notice your neighbor had a lot more free time than you?
Yes, he did. He had a lot more free time. So,
That's great. I did the Army Guard after high school too, so I know it's kind of it's interesting dynamic right out of high school. So
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
yeah, I do wish I would have gone Air Force though, just because it was I remember in the Guard seeing some of the Air Force guys that I was like, man, I wish I would have gone to the Air Force. It was
Yep.
better. But
Much
anyways,
better food.
yeah. So you live up in Mercer, is that right?
Yep. That's correct.
Mercer, and is that where your shop is and everything, or where you're based out of?
So our office is actually in Wexford,
Okay.
but most of my business comes from up north, like Mercer County, Venango County, Crawford County, some a little bit of Butler. Our closers travel, so very rarely
Yeah,
do
I
clients come down here. So
absolutely understand that. Yeah, there's not a lot of need for that these days. So cool. And then with US Mortgage Network can you talk about any products you guys have, anything that you want to tout on, anything unique to US Mortgage?
yeah, sure. So U.S. Mortgage Network, my boss started the company about 30 years ago. His name's Adam Slade. It's his business. He's been in the game quite a while. Throughout the years, obviously, he signed up a ton of different lenders and investors that we work with. I mean, we work with obviously all the big name banks across the country, like everyone else. We also work with a lot of like local, I mean, let's say mom and pop kind of lenders, small banks that have like kind of very like niche products. We sort of have just about anything that somebody could possibly fit into. I feel like obviously we do all like your standard stuff, just like everyone else does. 5% down, 10% down, 20+% down, conventional, FHA, USDA, VA. The stuff everybody can do. We have I would say one of the things that we get a lot of is we get a lot of people come to us that had been like pre-approved by like, let's say Ag Choice or something like that, like buying like farms, hobby farms, like building properties with like indoor riding arenas, like that sort of thing, like
Right.
sort of off the wall properties, multiple parcels, multiple buildings on like, like one deed, that kind of thing.
I know a lot of people go to Ag Choice for like just land around here. They're kind of the go-to. Do you guys do land financing? raw
Yeah,
land?
we do.
It's good to know.
They do have a little bit higher down payments.
Yeah,
Um, but I'm working on, so I mean, I have no problem name dropping obviously some competition because hey, they have good products, but Mercer County State Bank, they have really good land loans. It's kind of hard to beat them. And
right.
I've been talking to the president trying to get them signed up with us for a long time because I'd love to be able to sell their land products.
I go into it typically with raw land because there's no collateral, and I try to explain there's no real collateral in the raw land. So typically they want 25% down, and so I kind of go
Mhm.
into explaining that. But anyways, you guys might have something different, but yeah, just I try to explain with the banks there's no collateral there, it's just some land, so
Right.
that's the problem. So
Yeah,
um,
that's kind of what I try to explain to clients too. I'm like, you got to put up the cash because there's nothing there for them. Like if you stop paying, they have to secure their investment somehow.
right, right.
But
What
we oh so, sorry, I
because
didn't mean to cut you off.
no, what states are you actually licensed in too? That's something I'm always trying to ask.
So we're licensed in Pennsylvania right now. We just got licensed in Florida literally within the
Of
past
course.
couple of weeks. Um, yeah, my boss's son just graduated from Wake Forest, North Carolina, and he's getting ready to go to med school in Florida. So just naturally, my boss is like, "Let's get licensed in Florida. Let's go down there and do some business." And one of his agents just moved down there, and we're kind of migrating that way a little bit. But the we're currently working on Ohio, West Virginia, Maryland, Virginia. One of my agents is actually relocating to Colorado, so we're going to get
Okay.
licensed in Colorado to support him.
Love
And then
Colorado. Good price
and
points
then
too.
Oh yeah, price points are nice. And then also Utah, because with my last company, I got a lot of connections in the Salt Lake City area, and actually know a few agents out there. And it just kind of seems like it'd be fitting to try to take some of their business if possible.
Right, right. Yeah, it's spread when you can. It's basically once you get those referral partners, it's basically the same process and the same stats. It's just bigger
Right.
ponds, right?
Exactly.
Um, so yeah, and then obviously my final question is why should we pick you over, let's say, another Mercer agent or another Pennsylvania, mortgage lender? What do you bring to the table that's going to make us love you?
Um, well, obviously we have all the standard characteristics of every mortgage lender. You call, we pick up the phone, we work literally 24/7. You need something, randomly at 12 o'clock at night on a Friday night, we'll do it. But I would say probably the industry experience and the never quit kind of attitude. There's
Yeah,
usually in lending, there's usually a way to get it done. Just depends on how creative and how much work you're willing to put into it. And we're willing to do the legwork to make it close. So
get creative, right?
yeah, sometimes you got to get creative.
Cool.
There's actually on that front, I guess I'm going to kind of lead back into a couple other products that we tend to do a
Yeah, go
ton.
for it.
We have been getting like inundated with barn dominium builds because a lot of lenders don't want to finance them because they're not familiar with the build.
It's a great
Uh,
topic. Yeah,
and like they're very popular right now, and tons of people are doing it. And tons of people reach out, they're like, "Hey, we've been turned down by like 3, 4 other places because they said they won't finance this build." We have a
yeah.
couple lenders that are willing to do them because they kind of view them as they're like it's new construction, just slightly different type of new construction, not a big deal.
Yeah, it's a new construction is basically what it is. Just figure out a
Exactly.
way to write a loan on it. I mean,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. It is a little different, but it's not bad, and it's definitely not impossible. And
What
then
about those? Go
go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead, man. I was
Oh,
gonna
I was
say, I
just
know
gonna,
those container, I know houses kind of fit in that same category, don't they?
yeah, exactly. Those are pretty cool. I've seen a lot of those popping up, especially for like Airbnbs and that sort of thing. Seems to be really popular for people buying like say a little parcel of land, putting a little container home on it, and then planning to like Airbnb it as an investment property.
I'm about ready to live
Um,
in one in my backyard. Side
right?
note.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad, right?
All right,
Um,
cool, man. Anything else you want to add here?
we have, I guess, recently we did sign up a new lender that has a ton of QM non QM products. I mean, they have everything from like
What is
no
QM? So you can,
qualified mortgage.
okay,
So non QM would be like sort of out of the box mortgage lending.
Right.
Things that don't fit into a standard scenario, like self-employed borrowers have to have 2 years job history. We have a program that we can get. So this works really well for people who've been self-employed for less than 2 years. If they have 12 months bank statements showing that they have business income coming in, we can get them qualified and get them obviously into a home. We have some programs that are like asset only. So you take, like, let's say you have a client with a ton of assets. They might not be working. They might be retired. They might have, a ton of investment properties and their debt ratios might look crazy. We just take their asset. This program lets you take their assets, divide it by 60 months. There's no DTI requirements or anything. It's just strictly based off, do they have the ability to repay
Right.
the mortgage that they're going into. But this lender, we just signed them up a couple months ago, but their non-QM products are pretty crazy.
Good. Yeah. Sometimes you need the out of the box thing.
Right.
Then you end up getting 3 years later when they're in the box, the better ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyways.
Same.
All right. Michael, is it Michael or Mike?
Either or.
All
Usually when my wife or mom's mad at me, it's Michael. So
right. Get it. All right, Mike. Hey, I appreciate your time. I'm going to have your information up so anybody can get a hold of you. Text,
okay.
email. Mike's always good for questions. And you guys need to get a hold of him in any way, let him know. If you have any questions, you can reach out to either one of us. So I appreciate your time, man.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Thanks for reaching out.
All right, buddy.
All right. Hey, take care.